The story of Roxette began in the small Swedish town of Halmstad. Per Gessle, songwriter and vocalist of Jelena Tider, met Marie Fredriksson, who was already a well-known solo artist in Sweden. What they had in common was a love for music and a desire to go beyond the Swedish scene. The road to forming a band was not an easy one. In 1986, Gessle and Fredriksson decided to form a duo to try their hand on the international scene. The name Roxette was borrowed from a song by the band Dr. Feelgood and symbolized their desire to create music that would be energetic, melodic, and at the same time deep. Their debut album, Pearls of Passion, became successful in Sweden but failed to gain international popularity. Nevertheless, Gessle and Fredriksson did not give up. They knew they had potential waiting to be realized. As in any band, there was sometimes friction between Per Gessle and Marie Fredriksson. Although they always emphasized their friendship and mutual respect, the press occasionally stirred up rumors of disagreements. In particular, there were rumors that Marie was not always happy that Per was the main songwriter, and her contribution was limited to vocals only. The turning point in Roxette's career came in 1988 with the release of their second album, Look Sharp. However, the real breakthrough happened thanks to a happy accident. An American exchange student returning to Minnesota brought a recording of the album with him and gave it to a local radio station. The song The Look started playing on the airwaves, and listeners instantly fell in love with Roxette's melodic but driving sound. The Look topped the US Billboard Hot 100 chart in 1989, making Roxette an international sensation. It was followed by such hits as Listen to Your Heart and Dangerous. Their album Look Sharp went platinum in the US and Europe. But as with all bands, they were not without their critics. From the very beginning of their international success, Roxette faced criticism that their music was made for the American market. This accusation came mainly from European journalists and fellow musicians. After the triumph of The Look in the United States, critics claimed that the duo was supposedly adapting to the tastes of American audiences rather than preserving the uniqueness of Swedish music. Per Gessle has repeatedly responded to such accusations in interviews, stating that Roxette created music that reflected their personal tastes and inspirations, not commercial calculations. "We didn't write songs to conquer America. We just wanted to create great tunes," Gessle said. However, the scandal was fueled again and again, especially when the band favored English-language lyrics over Swedish ones. The 1990s was a golden decade for Roxette. They released the album Joyride, which not only consolidated their success, but also exceeded all expectations. The title song, Joyride, once again topped the charts around the world, and the record went platinum in more than 10 countries. One of the band's most iconic songs, It Must Have Been Love, was originally written for a Christmas campaign, but took on new life when it was included on the soundtrack to the movie Pretty Woman starring Julia Roberts and Richard Gere. The song became a global hit that many still associate with romance and drama. Throughout the 90s, Roxette released several more successful albums, including Tourism and Crash, Boom, Bang. Their popularity spread to Europe, South America, Asia, and even Australia, where their concerts attracted audiences of thousands. Interestingly, in Roxette's homeland, their success was not always received with enthusiasm. Swedish music critics repeatedly accused the band of falling into the trap of commercialism. Despite their international acclaim, Sweden has long held the view that Roxette is music for the masses, lacking depth. This conflict became particularly acute in the early 1990s, when the album Joyride became a worldwide hit. Some Swedish publications criticized the band for being pop and overly eager for chart hits. This upset Marie and Per, who had always been proud of their Swedish roots despite their international success. In response to criticism, Roxette have repeatedly emphasized that they are not shy about being popular. "We make music for people, not for critics," Per Gessle once said in an interview. From time to time, there has been controversy as to who actually created the magic of Roxette. The main composer and lyrics writer was always Per Gessle, while Marie Fredriksson brought vocal charisma and emotional depth to the songs. However, some detractors claimed that Gessle was taking more credit than he deserved. The scandal surrounding the hit It Must Have Been Love was particularly high profile. There were rumors that the original version of the song was co-written with other composers, but their names are not listed in the credits. These rumors were never officially confirmed, but they created a negative background around the band. Roxette repeatedly faced problems in their relationship with music labels. One of the biggest scandals was a conflict with EMI in the mid-1990s. The label accused the band of making their style outdated for the American market and refused to actively promote the album Crash Boom Bang in the United States. As a result, sales in America dropped significantly, a blow to a band accustomed to topping the charts. Per Gessle and Marie Fredriksson openly expressed their disappointment in interviews, insinuating that their cooperation with EMI was ruined by a lack of understanding. In the early 2000s, Roxette faced serious trials. In 2002, Marie Fredriksson was diagnosed with a brain tumor. This came as a shock to everyone, as she was at the height of her powers. Marie underwent severe treatment, which included surgery, chemotherapy, and long rehabilitation. Her health deteriorated and the band stopped for a while. When Marie Fredriksson was diagnosed with brain cancer, not only did difficult times begin for the duo, but also a flood of speculation in the press. Some tabloids wrote that Marie's illness was the reason for the group's breakup and also hinted at internal conflicts. Marie and Per denied these rumors, and Gessle publicly supported her friend in her fight against illness. Nevertheless, an unpleasant residue from these publications remained, especially among fans who felt that Marie's health had been exploited for sensationalism. Despite the challenges, Marie managed to return to the stage. In 2009, Roxette announced their reunion, which was happy news for millions of fans. They went on a world tour, released new albums including Charm School and Traveling, proving that their music is still relevant. In 2016, Roxette announced the end of their touring activities due to Marie's deteriorating health. However, they continued to work on music. In 2019, the world lost Marie Fredriksson. She passed away after a long battle with illness. Her passing was a huge loss for the music world. Per Gessle said a touching goodbye to his partner, calling her the brightest star, and expressing his gratitude for decades of working together. Since her death, he has continued to work on music, occasionally performing Roxette songs as a tribute to their shared legacy. Roxette is more than just a band. It's a story of how music can unite, inspire, and transcend any barrier. Their songs, full of heartfelt emotion and energy, remain relevant today, reminding us of the power of melody, lyrics, and talent. Roxette proved that music can be timeless, and their legacy lives on in the hearts of millions of fans around the world.